Hey folks, the character trait for the month of July is self-control. And of course, one of the first questions that most people ask is, how do we grow in self-control? Well, there's again, as I said with joy, there's a first cause and a second cause. And as I said with joy, one of my concerns about the self-help and self-improvement folks is they leave out the first cause. They talk about all that we can do ourselves. But the Bible says to put no confidence in the flesh, but to put confidence in the Lord. And so I'd like to talk to you about the first cause this week of how to improve our self-control, with the last 2 weeks talking about some things that we can do pragmatically. So, where does self-control come from? Well, the scriptures make it incredibly obvious that self-control is a gift given by God. 2 Timothy chapter 1 says that God does not give us a spirit of fear, but of what? Power, love, and self-control. So it's from Him. Galatians chapter 5 lists the fruit of the Spirit, and of course self-control is a part of the fruit of the Spirit. Well, but how does that happen, Kirk? Well, Ezekiel 36 says, I will take out your heart of stone and put in a heart of flesh. I will give you my spirit and cause you to walk in my statutes and to obey my rules. When we ask God to give us grace in our lives to walk in the fruit of His Spirit, God just somehow does that. Mark chapter 4, talking about the parable in the seed, it says, the seed grows and we know not how. It's like the Spirit blows. We don't know where it comes from, where it goes to. God just does His work in a beautiful way. Now, this is not to suggest that God just waves the magic wand of grace and poof, it just happens. I think sometimes people act as if grace is this mysterious substance that we don't do anything. The point is, God initiates it by His Spirit, and then we walk and we obey Him in that process, if that makes sense. So, as we talk to our kids, we need to talk to them that the first cause of all things is Jesus Christ. This is why in our household, our kids have personal devotions themselves in the morning. Then we have family devotions as well. Now, I'm very blessed to work out of my office, and that is a huge blessing. But however we do it, we've got to teach our kids that Jesus Christ is the first cause. Same is true with homeschooling overall. I see parents trying to do so much schooling with their kids, and again, that's a good thing to do. But if we leave out the first cause, we've missed the whole point. It's God that opens our kids' understanding. It's God that gives our kids favor. It's God that gives our kids opportunities. And so as we talk about self-control for the month of July, we have got to ask God and confess to Him, Lord, I lack self-control. I walk too much in my flesh. I have too many fleshly appetites. I like to sleep in too much or eat too much sugar. Donuts, just to throw that in there. We need to tell God these things and ask God to change our hearts and to change our mind, and we will walk in His Spirit as He gives us opportunity and the power to do that. Hope that makes sense. We'll follow up next week with some very practical advice on how to follow God's Spirit. This is Kirk Smith with ICHE's Take 5.